Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. I just got a quick video for you regarding some spec mining opportunities. Already have posted the miner on Yeti.uk. We took a look at it thanks to Crypto Mikkel. And besides a false positive from an old database, there was nothing inside the miner that can cause or raise any alarm. I have the miner linked on Yeti.uk, so make sure you download it. The project is actually called Mineable, and it's a fork of ore, if you heard that project. And we're able to mine it with our hardware, primarily CPU, but only through browser or CLI, right? You won't be harnessing your GPU to mine this particular token. Fairly new, not a lot of followers, not a lot of people watching it. Looked at the contract as well, and it's nothing that I can discern of ill intent, right? It's just some of the similar commands and variables that we might see, say, for other smart contracts, because this particular project is built on Sui, not Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain or anything like that. But I'm seeing a lot more of these products come out, like Mineable, where you can mine the base asset for the network it's on. So we can actually mine and make mineral and convert that to Sui, and it's actually quite profitable. The miner versions right now are Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. You will need a Sui wallet if you don't have one already. You can just go to your Google Chrome store and download whichever extension you want, Sui or Suet, whichever you prefer, because we're going to be using a DEX called turbo.finance in order to swap whatever we mine, called mineral, but it's spelt mine, over to the actual token. Right now, here's the Windows version going, and I actually have another Windows version going on multiple systems, and then there's even a Linux-based one that I have rocking and rolling right here. So I have multiple machines, actually 3 of them, mining this particular token right now. The audit was done for all 3 versions, Windows, Mac OS, Linux. Check that out on Yeti.uk. And right now, with the 7900X CPU that I have, I basically made 80 cents today, right? And if we look at the 7950X and the 5900X that I have rocking and rolling, we're making about what we should be making. But guess what? That's only with one system, or like that. It's only counting one wallet, because when you mine with Mineable, you're going to have to create a wallet or set up a private key per address. You can't have multiple miners connected to the same wallet, because what will happen is this miner will find a share, submit it, and if you have another miner connected to the same wallet, it will disconnect that miner. So I have multiple machines, including VMs, running on the same hardware, is basically what it boils down to. And if you look at the main website, this is exactly what it looks like. Right, so mineral.supply is the actual website address. You can create a wallet, or you can import a private key. If you have a hardware wallet, you can't do to import a private key, but if you have like a normal software wallet, you can import the private key into here. Otherwise, you would just hit create and then grab that private key and import it into your Suet or your Sui wallet, whichever you prefer. All right, and to do that, it's very simple. Let me show you real quick. So inside our Sui wallet, if you just click add, you can import with passphrase, private key. You can set up a ledger, Twitch, Google, all that stuff. I just import with private key, put in our private key, and then hit add account. But also I like to edit and rename it to make sure I can track that particular system. And then it's just a matter of making sure the miner knows which wallet it should be, like the key pair, right? Your private key, which private key it should be connected to. On the browser version, once you hit create new wallet, it's going to give you a private key and a wallet, right? You can show that private key, or you could just copy. And again, that's where you would go to your browser and actually, or your application for Suet or Sui, to add it. Now, if we hit continue, because we already have this private key stored, we can go ahead and hit mine, but there's one thing that's missing. We need a balance in here. So we need some Sui. Now, on a 24-hour time frame, because the price of mine has fallen over the past 24 hours at time of recording, it might take like, I would just put like 0.3 Sui or maybe 0.4 Sui into this wallet just to make sure it can mine, and keep an eye on it, because once you hit a certain point on your machine, you will bump into errors where you do not have enough gas. You also will bump into errors where transactions I guess kind of like stale shares, but there's a little hitch here. And that hitch is every time you find a hash, you are paying a little bit of SU to process that transaction. But all in all, what happens is in the long run, especially because I'm running multiple miners, is this is just one miner on the 7950X, right? So this is making around 80 cents right now, but that's just one of the miners on the same machine. If I look at another wallet, that's another 50 cents. So I'm really making like $1.30 every 24 hours on the 7950X, while on the 5900X, I'm making, I would say, yeah, so 60 cents here plus another 0.43. So realistically, a little bit over $1, maybe $1.19 a day, when the 5900X is averaging only 65 cents on Zephyr, but 17 or $27 or 27 cents after the cost of electricity. But the cool thing is 7950X is what I have. I should be sitting at 131 watts on Zephyr, but on this guy, I'm only sitting at 96, 97 watts. So I'm saving a lot of power. The CPU is not getting taxed that much, so I'm not drawing up that much juice. Still running at 96, 98 watts on this thing, but much lower than Zephyr, but I'm still making more overall. The only catch, again, is I'm losing SU as I continue to mine this token, right? So you got to bear that in mind. Every time we hit a share, we lose a little bit of SU. Let me refresh this and see if it shows up. So right now we're at 0.828 SU, and now we're down to 0.8018 SU. But we gained some more mine. And if we convert that, that turns out to be a little bit more than what we lost. And overall, even though the price is down 10% today at time of filming, we're still ahead of where we started. So some Cash 22s, definitely a unique mining style. If you want to get this set up on a different system, instead of using the browser version, you can use a CLI. They do have a CLI here in their releases, version 1. Again, Linux, Mac, Windows. And let me go ahead and show you that real quick, but make sure you have your private key that you just created on your wallet, whether it was through the browser or what have you. If you forgot it, just come back to your browser, export wallet, and copy this private key. Download whichever one version for your OS, and obviously you're going to want to extract it. Make sure you extract it to a folder you're aware of. And now when we go in here, we got two different files, right? We got mineralwin.exe, and we got this README file. Right click the README file. You want to edit and open with Notepad, and they're going to give us the setup, right? So here's where we're going to put our private keys. So they have Mineral for Linux, Mac OS, Windows, and there's two versions for Windows, PowerShell and CMD. And what I like to do is, cautiously, especially if you visit nefarious websites, don't save everything in a notepad, but we're going to replace what's in here for our private key. We're going to replace that with the private key we just created with that fake wallet. There's no funds in it, not going to mine to it. And in order to run this command, just like see how we have a PowerShell back here, let's go ahead and run it in a command prompt. So we're going to go to Start, CMD, and we need to set the environment, right? And sometimes you might want to make sure that you're in the right directory. So this is in our downloads. So we change directory to our downloads. We are now in that folder. And then we want to make sure we grab our set command, right? You see right here, private key, wallet, set, wallet equals private key. We need to copy that. We're going to paste that in here. Now it knows that that's the wallet that we're going to be using to mine. And now we need to run the exe file. To do that, just simply copy this up here, or excuse me, this one right here, and then run that, and you will see that it will start to mine, okay? There's no balance right now because I have no SU in there, but if I did, it would start to mine, and it will look instead like this. Validating hash found, submitting transaction, mining success, looking for next hash, and it just keeps going and going and going until you run out of SU. You can always refill it or just swap back to continue to refill your SU. And as far as Linux, the commands are a little bit different, right? Instead of what we have put in here, it's going to be export instead of set, wallet equals your private key, and then / mineral dash Linux mine. And very simple to set up on the CLI. Otherwise, you could use your browser, but note that the browser times out after a while. And right now, again, compared to CPU mining with the 7950X and 5900X, I'm making about 20-30 cents more, and that's with the market being down and more miners coming on the network. Obviously, as always, do what's best for you, and you can see right now with some stats, which we can pull up on the CLI, we can see yesterday the total hash process was 305. I guess that's 30, so 3,055,302, right? Total rewards distributed in mine was around 2,800. Difficulty is only 3, and the current reward rate is 0.000737. Now that was 24 hours ago. If we go back to our rig here and we type in the same command, mineral win exe help, it will give us all the commands here, because you can actually, instead of creating a wallet through your browser, if you're not comfortable doing that, you can create the wallet through your CLI with the create-wallet command, and then that's going to be what you're going to use to set in PowerShell or command prompt, or export in Linux, and any other commands here. Now, if we use the stats command, we can compare what I just read to you and see how much it has changed. So look at that. Total hashes process is a lot higher. Rewards is almost doubled. Difficulty is still at 3. So as more people come online, as always with any crypto project, the profitability goes down. But still, right now at time of filming, it's not too bad. And again, if I compare the 5900 or 7950X to one of the top coins to mine with these CPUs, this is providing okay-ish results. What's up, Seth? Good to see you. Bitcoin's up today, but we'll see how things go. Either way, that's going to do it for today's stream. Just wanted to share this opportunity with some supporters of the channel, and the rest of the public will see it later. Good luck spec mining. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hit the like button on the way out.